Good morning or good evening, wherever you are logging in from. So today we're going to do a Revitalize yoga. The first 15 minutes we will try to get our blood pumping and sweat out a little bit, and then the next 15 minutes we will stretch and focus a little more on grounding ourselves and relaxation. So if you have a mat, please do just start out on the mat. We're going to do a short warm-up. And start in a seated position, whichever is most comfortable for you. You can be, on your feet, cross-legged, however you feel most comfortable. And with your eyes open, let's just take 3 deep breaths to arrive in this space and on our mats. With the next inhale, lift your arms up above you, palms facing each other, elbows close to your ears. Just a minute here, and bend back, opening up your chest to the ceiling. And slowly move back to form a straight line from the top of your head down to your tailbone. Now clasp your hands together. Push those fingers out towards the ceiling so both of your palms are pointing towards the ceiling. And let's get a stretch here. So let's pull back our arms a little bit here, just as far as they can go. Remember to keep your shoulders out of your ears, so actually pull them down. The next inhale, we're going to bend to the right side. Back to the middle, to the left. Don't forget to breathe deeply. Towards the middle. And now we're going to just gently flip your hands around so that the back of your hands are pointing towards the ceiling, and bring your arms down so they're at your chest level. And let's actively push our hands and our chest and spine in opposite directions. So push your back towards the back and pull your arms towards the front. Wonderful. All right, and bring that spine back up so it is all straight. And for another variation, we're going to unclasp our hands and bring them behind our backs. And gently do a bit of a pull here. Lean forward as much as feels good and pull your arms up towards the ceiling and breathe deeply. Gently release. Come into a tabletop position. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And let's just take a couple of breaths here, doing cat-cow. So when you breathe in, tuck your spine and bring it out towards the ceiling. Bring your belly button towards your spine, arch that back. And exhale, release to the opposite, drop your spine, activate. Try pulling your belly button down towards the mat and look up. Just do a couple of those. In your own pace. Come back to a neutral spine, bringing just gently straight. Tuck your toes under, bring your hips up into downward facing dog, and trim it out. Unclench your jaw, shake your head, whatever, just release all the tension in your body. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our right leg up into a three-legged dog. And now bring your right knee to your right elbow. And push it back up. Use a three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow. Hold it. And push it back up. Heel towards the ceiling. Right knee to your nose. Curl that back. And three-legged dog. Right, from here we're going to get into plank. So leaving your leg up, gently bring your hips forward so that the top of your head, your tailbone, and your back form a straight line. Your right leg is still up, and let's hold it. And chaturanga down with your right leg still up. Bring that right leg down, come up into cobra, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here. And next inhale, bring your left leg up. It's the same thing on the left side. Gonna bring our left knee to the left elbow. Push it back up. Push actively with your heel towards the ceiling. Left knee to right elbow. The slower you do this, the harder it is. Back to three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Arch that back. And push it back out, three-legged dog. Come into a high plank. Bring your hips forward so you form a straight line. Leaving your left leg up. And chaturanga down. Bring that left leg down. Upward facing dog, cobra. And downward facing dog. The next inhale, bend your knees and gently either walk or hop your feet to your hands. If you're hopping, try and land as gently as possible. And take a minute to be here in forward fold. Have your hands still down on the mat. Try to straighten your legs. Get a nice stretch in there. and leading with your tailbone. Come up one vertebrae at a time, leaving your head the last thing to come up. Pull your shoulders back, take a nice deep breath. And with the next inhale, we're going to come into warrior one. Take a nice big step back with your left leg. Rise your arms up, pinkies facing forward. Elbows next to your ears, shoulders out of those ears. Proud chest. Next inhale, warrior two. Let's just open that up. And reverse warrior. Next inhale, we're going to cartwheel our hands to either sides of our right foot that's in front of the mat on the ground. So we're also going to then untap our left leg, bring it up, but give it a turn so we come into a high lunge. I'll now bring that left knee down and halfway lunge. Arms come on back up either side. Alright, bring those hands back down. On both sides of your right foot, lift up that left knee so it's no longer on the ground. You're going to bring your right foot next to your left foot, so towards the back and coming into a high plank. From here, chaturanga down. Upward facing dog, cobra. And downward facing dog. Hop or walk your feet towards the front of the mat. So your feet are where your hands are. Stay in a forward fold. Stretch out those legs. Hands on the mat. And leading with your tailbone, come up one vertebrae at a time. Right, same thing other side, you know the drill. Right leg back, warrior one. Both hip bones facing to the front. Opening up for warrior two. Hips facing to the side. Reverse warrior. Cartwheel those hands down, either side of your left foot. Turn your right foot so you come into a high lunge. Right. Gently place your right knee down and come up here. Bring your arms up. Elbows either side of your ears. Pinkies facing forward. Hands back down. Both sides of your foot. Lift up that knee. So you're back into a high lunge position. Bring your left foot to the right foot, so back towards the mat, so you're in a high lunge. High plank, excuse me. And chaturanga down. Upward facing dog, cobra, and downward facing dog. Okay, in the next inhale, we're going to gently place our knees down, pointing a little bit towards the outside, a little bit further than hip width apart. We're going to untuck our toes and sit our beautiful behinds on our feet and come into a child pose. Breathe in deeply, feeling your stomach expand between the thighs. Now come up to the tips of your fingers here. So only your fingertips are on the mat. And gently walk them forwards until you get a nice stretch in those upper arms and your shoulders. Gently release. Bring your palms flat on the mat. And next, try bringing the palms of your hands onto your back, flat onto where your shoulders are. If you can't, just the tips of your fingers is enough. The tips of your fingers are touching your shoulders, your elbows are still on the ground. So we get a nice stretch here. Back of our arms. You can walk your elbows forward if you need a bit more of an active stretch. Try to breathe deeply, focus on that breath. And release those hands wherever they are. Lift your head up from the mat. Walk your hands back to come into a seated position. Alright. Now, just very simple. We're going to sit down on our mats. So remove those feet from under your buttocks. Flip them forward. Just straight ahead in front of you. Alright, we're going to get a nice stretch here. So lift up your hands and your arms either side of your ears and lean forward. Try to touch your feet. If you cannot, your shins are fine, your thighs are fine, whatever feels good to get that stretch behind your knees. Remember, flexibility is not an Olympic discipline. It's not anything you have to measure yourself against other people. Just do what feels good. If your knees are bent, remember that is more than fine. Just try to get that stretch in. Actually try to bring your nose to your knees. Feel your breath expand into your stomach and that push against your thighs. Keep breathing as the tension releases your body. And gently come on up. For those of you who need to, just scoot your behind so that it's in the middle of the mat. So I'm going to do that. So you can roll down flat on your back. From here, we're going to bend our right knee into our chests. So bring that forward. With your hands, grab hold of your shins. So just pull that more actively into your chest. Your left leg is still flat and straight on the ground. Now bear with me, this is a little controversial. We're just going to bring our leg into this is a 90-degree angle. So we come to a half happy baby with our feet flat towards the ceiling. And then try to grab hold of the middle of your foot with your right hand. Bring that leg further towards the outside of your chest and just be here in a half happy baby. This opens up your hips. You can rock yourself a little bit from side to side. It feels good. Gently release that foot. Straighten out your right leg and let's do the same with our left. So bend that knee, bring it into our chest with our hands. Grab hold of the shins and pull them towards our chest. same thing as before. Bring it up to 90-degree angle. Foot flat towards the ceiling. With your left hand, grab the inside of your left foot. That's the one. Your hand is on the outside of the foot, so hands. It's a half happy baby. Again here, feel free to add some movement, opening out those hips, swaying a little bit. And gently release. Bring your left leg back down onto the mat. A little final pose, Shavasana. So bring your feet, heels heavy into the ground, palms facing the ceiling. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths in. Slowly start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Give some movement into this Shavasana. If you like to keep your eyes closed, I invite you to do so. If you want to open them up, just feel also free to do so, whatever feels good for you. Gently roll onto your preferred side. Use your arms to push you up into a seated position. And however you are seated, just take 3 deep breaths here. The next inhale, bring your right palm flat onto your chest, just on the top of your lungs. And then your left palm on top of that right palm. Just giving yourself a bit of a hug. Thank yourself for taking 30 minutes out of the day just to spend the time with your body, mind and soul, to be there for yourself. You should be very proud of yourself. You showed yourself so much self-care and devotion. That's the end of our yoga today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope your session was as good as mine, and it was a pleasure to guide you on your yoga journey today. Have a great evening or day ahead of you.